With many stereotypes about the state and its people, Mississippi ranks last in economy, last in healthcare, and by various metrics is the poorest state in America. While the news paints a negative picture of the state, we wanted to see what life in Mississippi is actually like, and what people think about living right here in the Deep South.
Hot out here trying to work and make $1 though. We just gotta keep God in our hearts. He's with us. We gonna make it through with him, you know what I'm saying?
What's the best thing about living in Mississippi?
Best thing? Well, it dang sure ain't the schools. No school. Best thing really, I mean, most of the people, they good people. I just like this little small town I live in Mississippi, you know? Ain't no real whole lot of people, but the people, you know, they good people.
Tell me about the education.
Education? Man. It ain't good, all I gotta say. I mean, you go to school, you wanna learn, they don't even teach you about nothing you need to know. You learning about stuff that you ain't never gonna use in the world.
Like what stuff do you?
Oh man, A plus B and stuff. How you do A plus B? Anybody know how to do A plus B? Y'all pretty.
For math?
Yeah. How you gonna use that? You ain't gonna use that in the world. And then there's people, you go to school and then you got people that make it where you don't even want to go, you know, they start stuff, and then you got people that just, you know what I'm saying, make it where it's hard to learn for you. And some of the teachers, you know, it's just hard to be around some of the teachers.
Do you feel like your education could have been better?
Oh, for sure. I feel like we could have had a lot better education. But nobody wants to do nothing. The teachers, they just don't want to be there, so, you know.
What are your biggest goals in life?
Biggest goals in life? Make a lot of money and have a good family. You know, and be able to hang out with Boo Boo.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, baby.
What are your biggest goals in life, Boo Boo?
My biggest goals in life, man, I want to keep that smile on my mama's face. I want to go home to a beautiful home, wife and kids, side by side, four-wheeler.
And me.
And my baby Bubba, baby.
How long have y'all known each other?
A month. We arrived back at work, about to have to grind some more.
Live, eat, and sleep, canoe and trail, baby.
Yes, sir.
Chicago! Hey, man. Ryan Williams. Nice to meet you, Lucas. My wife, Chelsea. Nice to meet you. Ezekiel.
Nice to meet
Ezekiel and
you.
Lucas. Ryan.
Ryan?
Yep.
What are your hopes for the future with your family and stuff like that? What are you hoping?
That they turn into great human beings, that they're humble. Doesn't matter if you're on the high society or the low society, that you're proud of who you are and you're not better than anybody else. You put your pants on just like anybody else, one leg at a time. That's what my dad taught me. It's God first, then your family, and then live life. That's what this country needs to go back to, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I mean, Mississippi's low income, Louisiana's low income, college education is great, but you can learn a trade.
Once I ended up getting out of the military, I was like, man, ain't no money in college. Like, what am I gonna do? Go get me a accounting job and be one of 100 million accountants in America? Or I could go get me a millwright, get some experience, and now I make $45 an hour. You know, and I can go anywhere in America and work. You know, you could be a welder. You can make $100 an hour, work anywhere. You know. Look, bro, I don't agree with it, but this is Impossible beef. I'm gonna cook it from a man right here. You know.
I appreciate it.
It was a respect thing we talked about earlier. I'm gonna cook it for him. He's gonna play ball with his kids, you know.
Oh my God! Go, Let's go.
Pay rate never changes because they don't feel like they have to compete. Why increase the pay if they're not getting job offers for the same amount around? And I feel like that's a lot of Mississippi's problem is like they want you to be at their beck and call and they want you to put your all into it, but then they don't really want to pay you for the same work that you could get in another state. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna walk around Mississippi and you're gonna find somebody that's on food stamps or that's getting help for the government because they don't feel like they can make enough to feed their families. But in that same aspect too, you have people who are like, okay, well, if it's so easy to get on these government funded programs, why would I work? And so then they kind of take advantage of the system too. I'll work 2 jobs and not buy a single thing for myself just so my kids have what they want and I feel like they deserve. Like I saw my parents though, I mean, I saw them struggle at times. And I'm not going to say I don't struggle at times, but it's a make or break. Like where I saw my parents, I was like, well, I never want that. So, I mean, if I have to work 2 jobs, so be it. Like I don't ever want my kids to feel like they have to sacrifice because we don't have the money to go and do all that.
Let's talk to Mr. Tony. Let's talk to Zeke's parents. What are your parents' names?
Hey, Dad. Good, how are you?
Hey, Mr. Tony. What's up, Mr. David? How are you? I'm sitting down here at Tylertown, Mississippi. I'm from a little small town in Vicksburg, and I ran into Lucas and Ezekiel from Chicago, Illinois.
Imagine that.
And I'm gonna tell you what, man, you have raised a fine young man.
Hey, thanks, man.
I can tell you that, man. You got an outstanding young man. Look, I lost my mom a couple months ago. Nobody loves your son more than your mama does.
I taught for 28 years and I loved that. So when I retired from teaching, I just ran for public office, and Chancery was one that I felt drawn to because I just enjoy working with the people. This is our newly renovated courtroom. This courthouse is a little bit over 100 years old, so we're very proud of it. Hey, what industries do we have in Walthall County?
Land cotton, you have a plaster machine shop. What do you need this for, Shannon?
I'm doing an interview and I want to make sure that we get it right with our industries. I'm bragging on Walthall County.
Tylertown Wear Parts, Universal Wear Parts.
All right, that's good enough. I just was trying to think. We don't have big industry here, but just very small things. Small things. We've got a really good economic developer and a really great board of supervisors, and they are trying to get more jobs and more industry in Walthall County. I love my county because I think it's got the best people in it. Not that there's not great people everywhere, but when you grow up in a place and it's small like this, you grow up and it's like a family. You're intertwined with everybody and you're invested in people. In a small town, you really get to know everybody. Juan, come be on TV. It's a documentary about Walthall County. Come on, you look way better than I do, come on.
What do you think people should know about this part of Mississippi?
Okay, here's what I want you guys to know. We are loving and kind, and we are intelligent. We might talk Southern, but we are very intelligent people down here, and we are loving and kind, and that we don't know you guys, but we love you guys. Things that we see in big cities or whatever, that was very foreign to us. You know, very foreign. It was very strange and different. We're kind of used to the same thing over and over and over a lot, although it doesn't seem boring to us because we're comfortable with it. You know, it's things that we know and that we love. But I would want y'all to know that we're a deeply religious people, a deeply God-fearing and God-loving people, and that we love God and we love you guys.
You will run into people that don't treat you right. But you will experience more people that show you love than people that show you hate. That's one thing that I love about this town. How we communicate with each other, how we love one another. and how we help one another. We both work in the community with people, so we love children, we love the elderly, we love people. I went through a lot of things as a child, and so I have a passion and I have compassion for the youth. I also like to paint, draw, so I get them together and we'll start having art in the community. Just different things, just creating positive activities for them. Because it's a lot of things, we don't really have a lot. So you pretty much have to create that atmosphere for them, a safe place for them to be able to express their creativity.
Who do I align with politically now? Ooh, ooh, that's a tough question. My political views, I try to keep them aligned with my biblical views. And I don't know if I'm Republican or Democrat anymore, because it just seems both sides are not, I don't know, I'd like to see everybody more aligned with the Bible, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not a very strong advocate with the abortion issue. That's something that's personal to me. So when you talk about abortion, I just can't agree with the abortion issue. Former President Trump, it's not that I dislike him, because he's a billionaire, you know, and we're here. I just wonder if he understands, well, you're talking about small town America, just wonder if he understands small town Mississippi, because he's one of those, you know, super wealthy guys.
I agree with you 110%, and I would have to pray on it.
There's a guy over there who invited us to the family barbecue. We are on our way, gonna go meet some cool folks.
Now, in Chicago, they don't have a chance to eat. They eat frozen food. But this is straight, this is turkey neck. And it's seasoned for hours, and it got to be moist. And I'm finna put it to the test. And I want America to see this. I want America, look in the camera, look at me. Oh!
Is it good?
Oh!
Is it good?
Pastor Dillon, y'all doing it?
Yeah.
James Dillon, the Rather Dillon Family Union.
Food is a big part of what we do. If the food is not right, you know, if it's not what we need, everything's off. We Christians, and you got a lot. This is a pastor. You got a lot of pastors, a lot of preachers. Good environment, you know, good environment. So we down here in Tylertown, Mississippi, having a great time.
What are you guys' names and how long have you lived here?
Juwan. Been here 32 years Monday. I'll be 32. Been here all my life.
All right. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Same for me. I've been here 31 years of my life. Jaleesa is my name.
And what are some of the best things about growing up here and living here, and also some of the challenges?
I'm gonna say the best thing is it's like a small town, and growing up, the saying when you meet your high school sweetheart, you can't do that here. I met my high school sweetheart when we was about in the 2nd or 3rd grade.
What was it like growing up here?
Oh, it was fun for me because I was reared near Lake Walthall, and we always had a chance to go out and play in the water and fish and just kind of do just a lot of fun things for kids.
So I feel like the best thing was just everybody know everybody, and everybody is so hospitable. You could go to just about anybody's house, they'll open their doors to you, welcome you in, and give you a full plate.
Why did you decide to leave this town and go for Charlotte?
Well, I'm a small town girl, but with big dreams. I figured that it was just more opportunity in that area. Big jobs here, or more like you work offshore, you're not really home every day, or drive trucks, you're not really home every day. So I left because of job opportunity.
Great growing up town and retiring town, but as far as when you're in your prime, you need to be away from here. And that is raw and uncut.
Jamal, is there a question that we didn't ask you?
So where are the popsicles?
One thing that I really would like to say, a lot of people have a perception about Mississippi that's never been here when it comes down to racism. I can say that I think racism is always going to be with us as long as we're people. But I mean, you meet Caucasian white people, and they'll give you the shirt off their back. We help one another down here for the most part. So, and I know a lot of people have a misperception about that, like we are still not getting along. We can't. That's not the case. It's not the case. I work with people every day. Well, color don't really matter, you know. So down here in Mississippi, I really want to say that because people really got that percept that we are, you know, still in cotton fields, and no, that's not the case.
What are race relations like in the South, in Tylertown, in your experience?
The race relation, I haven't had any big major per se race issues thus far.
Here we still got a sense of peace, you know, a sense of togetherness and unity. You can find a good friend in this community in any color, you know. So the biggest part about living in Mississippi is fishing. You love the fishing, you love the friendship, you love the relationships. So Mississippi is everything to me, man. I love it.
The major or main thing that I have an issue with here in Walthall County is when you go into the post office, you see the pictures that's on the wall. You got the people, you got black people in the field, and you got the Caucasian people riding in the buggies, you know, and that kind of thing. That's the only thing that really pisses me off, I guess, should I say. You know, that kind of thing upsets me, is that, you know, and it's just there. And I think we have complained about it, but you know, they saying that it's just a picture, but I don't like it.
I don't think it's so much as racism, but it's more of like, I'm gonna say tradition, and people don't want to change. They just want to keep things the way it started, and that's hurting us because in order to grow, you have to change, and that's just my thought on it.
And from the outside looking in, it just looks that way. You know, where we did have a great bit of Caucasian students coming to our school, we don't anymore. It seems like a lot of them, when they get up into the junior high school, they're going to Salem. And when you go to Salem, although it's an attendance center, it's a smaller campus. It seems to be in better shape than what our school is, and our school is much larger. But
is that something that people worry about? Because I don't want to come in here, ask a question, and then make it seem like it's this big thing when it's not.
Right, it's not.
So what is like the community response to it, and how do people think about it?
I think it's a sense of like, it's like almost like to be expected, and like kind of like a normal thing around here. We already know who's at Salem, and you know that Salem has more resources and it probably is getting more monies and maybe better things than what Tylertown has. You could just tell the difference, and it's not something that we just rave about or argue about, and you just see a big uproar about, because it's been that way.
You know, we were black, you vote Democrat. You know, we vote Democrat. You know, that's because somebody told us that. You know, but you see more people now thinking for themselves. People now want to know what's going to look when I go in the grocery stores. You know, and I got to spend my last to get groceries. You mean to tell me I'm not going to look and see who's going to vote to help me? I voted for Trump, and I vote for him again because he put money in our pocket. If you can put issues, you can put money in my pocket, help me to live a better life, I'm going to vote for you. And he's proven to be doing that. He's proven he did that the last time, and I believe he'll do it again.
Been some conversations about changing and wanting to bring this in and wanting to bring that in, but then when it gets up to the higher levels, they just want to keep it the same. So racism is everywhere, to tell you the truth. It's just more here, more of like a traditional style. For example, just like the school part, the whites have always known to go to Salem, and us as blacks, we always go to Tylertown, which don't have nothing like against nothing, but that's just the way it started in the beginning, tradition, and it's just something that we never broke. Even with I want to say the restaurants around here, the whites go somewhere and eat, and we are known for going somewhere else to eat. And like I said, it's really not nothing big as part of racism. It's just the way it always have been.
You take a place like this where they're barely making it, and then you put that much more pressure on them. And then our governor, if anything comes to Mississippi, he takes and turns it down. There's some people may get it that may do the wrong thing with it, but there's people that really need it. So if something is coming, we need it. Mississippi need it. You know, end of the day, we here in Mississippi, we're gonna make it happen. We know how to live hard. We know how to be rough and not have nothing and come together. You know, we know how to do that and we can do it. As long as we got the land, we can make it. And we're proving that. So for us politics, for us voting, I think the people's lost their faith in them. You know, you vote because you got your leaders, Dr. King, different one that died for it. So yeah, you go and do your duties, but is there faith there that we have somebody that we can really count on? I think it's gone. I think that's for us black and white, if you be honest. Right. A lot of people down here are believers, and that's what we do. We pray, and not just praying in vain, we see it happens. So, I mean, out of all the places in the world, if I had it to do over, I think I'd wind up choosing my Tylertown, Mississippi. I'd choose it again. Out of all the places in the world, and I've been in a lot of places, but there ain't no place like home.